Welcome to sixth grade language. This is for lesson 146 and it's pages 224 and 226, but 225 is just one that we read and we think back and do a couple things. But just wanted to let you know you have a quiz tomorrow. It's on adjectives and adverbs, and so knowing the difference. So this lesson will be stuff that you're going to want to study for that. We've been looking at adverbs, and yesterday we had that think see exercise was to put a box around an adverb that was describing another adverb. We underlined the adverbs that were modifying verbs, and we circled adverbs that were modifying adverbs modifying adjectives. Okay, so I just want to quickly run through those just so that you are really so that you understand them. So starting with number one, we did this one, but I'm just gonna go through and quickly give the answers. So fix the ones that you may have gotten wrong, and so that you know what we're looking for next time. Okay. So you put a box around very and underline quickly. In number two, we underline always. That's the only one. Number three, put a box around rather and underline timidly. Number four, greatly is underlined, and that's the only one in that sentence. Number five, almost has a box, and two, TOO, is circled. Okay. Number six, hastily is underlined. Number seven, beautifully is also underlined. Number eight, extremely has a box around it, and well is underlined. Number nine, to, TOO, is circled. And number 10, not, just the not and cannot, just the not is underlined. Okay. All right. And then you were supposed to go through and list all the adjectives for think, see. So I'm just going to quickly run through those as well. You should have for your best, it's in sentence 2, brave in 3, her in 3, American in 4, that, and your in 5, my and delicious in 6, and are new. And then hot would be in sentence 9. Okay, so those were the ones that you should have found. Those were other than the articles a, and the. All right, so looking at think D, we're going to do a couple of these together. And if the word in bold print is an adverb, write the verb that it modifies in the blank. If it's not an adverb, you're going to write NA in the blank, okay, for not adverb. Okay, after much conflict in Caesarea, Paul finally appealed to Caesar. All right, so much is the first one that's listed, or that's bold, and so is much an adverb, or is it a different type of word? What does it describe? Anything? Describes conflict. And is conflict a noun or pronoun, or is it a verb, adjective, or adverb? It's a noun, right? So much is an adjective describing conflict. So it's NA. That very first blank is NA. So finally is the second word in this sentence. And finally, Paul finally appealed to Caesar. What does finally describe? Appealed. And what type of word is appealed? It's a verb, right? So finally appealed, that's your adverb. So it is an adverb, so you're going to write appealed on the second line there. Okay. There's a couple more that do that. They have two words in one sentence, so pay attention to which line you're writing it on. 2 also has that. There's some that have just one line, but most of them actually have 2. Let's do question or sentence 2 together, and then I'll let you finish this set on your own. He and many other prisoners were then delivered to Julius, a centurion, for the trip to Rome. Okay, many is that first one. And what is it describing? Many prisoners. Is prisoners a noun or a verb or an adverb or an adjective? It's a noun. So is many an adverb? No, we're going to put NA, all right? And then is the next one. He and many other prisoners were then delivered to Julius, a centurion, for the trip to Rome. Were then delivered. What does then describe? Or what kind of question does it answer? Maybe think back to our questions. Okay, we've got our adjective questions. What kind, how many, how much, whose, which one? And then our adverb, where, when, how often, to what extent. Does it answer any of those? Think about that. It would answer when, okay? So that's an adverb. So what's it describing? Our verb, were delivered, should be on that second line. Notice that we have a verb phrase. Please be careful with the verb phrases. If you find a word that especially is in a past tense, like ed ending, ing, or another en ending in your verb, check for a helping verb, okay? So be careful with that. And so I'm going to let you finish this exercise out on your own. Write E says to, on notebook paper, write sentences using the following adverbs as directed. Circle the word in your sentence that the adverb modifies. Okay, I am going to let you guys do it this way, okay? I'm going to have the girls do the odd numbered 1, 3, and 5. And the boys, for Ryan, 2, 4, and 6, okay? So you guys only have to do half of this exercise, okay? And then you can share, you can, well, I guess we're not in the classroom, but I know Ryan and Morgan watch these videos together, so you guys can share your sentences, but share your sentences with someone. Just show your use of these adverbs by showing somebody. All right, distinguishing adjectives from adverbs, that's what we're going to be looking at next. And the sentence, let's see, I've got a sentence up here on the board. My dog is large, but your dog is huge, okay? So these words, large and huge, okay, they come after is. And what is? It's a linking verb, right? Okay. Linking verb, which would make these words what? Okay, well, where's our subject? Dog and dog, right? Okay. Dog is large. Could we say the large dog? Yes, so this one, it describes it, so it's a predicate adjective. What about huge? Does it do the same thing? Yes. So this is also a predicate adjective, okay? So these are our subjects and our verbs, linking verbs, and then predicate adjectives. We have a word here, but what type of word is that? If you remember, that's a conjunction, right? And then the only other two words we haven't done are my and your. Okay, what does my describe? Dog. So it's an adjective. What does your describe? The other dog. So it's also an adjective, okay? So in this sentence, we do not have any adverbs. Everything in this sentence describes a noun. because we just have the is and then and but, and that just joins the two sentences together. So in this sentence, it's nouns, verbs, adjectives, and one conjunction. So looking at this second sentence, I'm going to show you a way to clearly tell if a word is describing the noun or if it's describing an adjective, okay? The extremely intelligent dog obeyed his master, okay? First of all, we can find our subject and verb, okay? The extremely intelligent dog obeyed his master. What's our subject? What are we talking about? The dog, right? Dog. And what did the dog do? He obeyed, right? Very good. Okay, dog obeyed. All right. We have some words that describe dog, right? The extremely intelligent dog. We know that the describes dog because it's an article, it's always going to be an adjective, right? Okay, so we need to look at extremely and intelligent. Does extremely describe dog? Let's put them together. Extremely dog. Does that sound right? Or does it sound better to say extremely intelligent? And then to say intelligent dog. We know that intelligent also describes dog. Okay? But extremely doesn't really fit to describe dog. Extremely dog? Extremely what kind of dog? There's something missing, right? And so this one would be an adverb. Okay? So if you can say the two words together and they make sense, then it is, when you say the two together, okay, so, and it makes sense, then it's either, in this case, it would be an adverb because it's describing the adjective. But we could also do the same with intelligent dog, right? And this would be an adjective, okay? So adverb describing an adjective there. And his master, so dog obeyed master. What is master? We'll just identify all the words. Direct object, because obeyed is an action verb, okay? And whose master? His master. So that's an adjective, okay? All right, so that would be how to identify all the words in your sentences, okay? And when we're looking for adverbs, first find the verb and ask the adverb questions, then look to see if there's an adverb in front of an adjective or another adverb. Remember, adverbs which describe adjectives or adverbs usually tell how or to what extent, okay? So extremely tells what? To what extent, okay, very good. Yesterday, I heard a truly brilliant speech. Heard is your verb, heard when? Yesterday. Yesterday answers when, so it's an adverb. Truly is also an adverb because it describes the adjective brilliant. Okay, use this test to see if the modifying word is an adjective or adverb. This is what I just did on the board. A completely bewildered mouse tumbled out of the cat food box. Are both of the words before mouse adjectives, or is one an adverb describing an adjective? You will know the answer if you say each of the words before the noun. Completely mouse or bewildered mouse. Now you can see that bewildered does describe mouse, but completely does not. It is an adverb telling to what extent and describing bewildered. Completely bewildered, okay? The think back adjective should make sense. Predicate adjectives should also sound right when you try the word very in front of it, okay? Like here we could say my dog is very large, and that would help you know that it's a predicate adjective. Or very huge, because very is an adverb, so it's got to describe a verb, an adjective, or an adverb, and it usually describes the word right in front of it. And so you can read through that think back, and then on page 226, we are doing think A only, okay? So we're gonna save think B and go back for tomorrow for the next lesson. So you're just going to identify whether the underlying word is an adjective or an adverb, okay? So number one, we'll do it together. What is the minimum hourly wage? Hourly is underlined. So hourly describes what? Wage. It describes wage. Is wage, what type of word is wage? Noun or pronoun? Adjective, adverb, verb. It is a noun, and so hourly is what? An adjective. Okay, so you should write adjective in number 1. I'm going to have you go back and finish all of this through Think A, and don't forget about the quiz tomorrow over adjectives and adverbs, and it will be very similar to this, the same, you know, identifying what it's describing. So that's what you need to make sure that you are reviewing, and we'll see you next